it's my pleasure to introduce Griff. Thanks for coming on to campus today, mate. We've been in front of a fairly big class today. Not perhaps your usual environment. How was it for you?
I felt all right. It was a good eye-opening experience, honest questions, honest answers.
The mongrel mob kingdom is taking the mob in a new direction. I mean, the mob of 40 years ago is not the same as the mob today. How fundamental are those changes?
I can only speak on behalf of the kingdom as members that want to make a change. The kingdom started in 2013, as we know the kingdom, as in the word kingdom. We're talking a multitude of branches that make up a kingdom. And it was devised to give people a better life that you just described 40 years ago. It was a bit of a hard yards for a lot of people back then, teething problems within the mob. So we decided as a whole to branch out into avenues that we've never been down before, to try and better all members of our kingdom, their friends and family, and the circles of influence that they dwell within.
Because you talk about that you can only speak for the kingdom because that's the group of chapters that you can control. But obviously the mob changes in different ways. So what's happening in the kingdom isn't necessarily reflected in all of the mongrel mob. Is that
That's
right?
correct. We take a different mindset, we bring it to the table, and we attack it differently to other organisations within the mob as a nation. A lot of people don't like what we do, but we just go out there and do it. Like I said before, it's not about us. It's about us, our friends, our family, and the circles of influence. Yep. We're making a change for everyone that's involved with the kingdom. If the rest of the mongrel mob ain't making those changes, well, that's up to them to actually start making those changes. But we're going to keep changing, we're going to keep evolving, and we're going to keep putting our best paw forward to try and strive for bigger and better things. We push our members to get out there and become bigger than themselves, better than themselves. If they haven't got forms of employment, we put them through Polytech, Wintech, whatever it may be, to actually get those tools that they need to get out there and become productive and proactive members of society. I know people are probably going to raise an eyebrow or roll their eyes and when they hear this, but sometimes the truth actually hurts.
Well, one introduction to mongrel mob doing something incredibly positive came out of the terrible attacks, the terrorist attacks in Christchurch. What was the mongrel mob kingdom's response to those attacks?
I think just like every other person in Aotearoa, first and foremost, we were shocked. Could this happen in our own backyard? So the kingdom's response was the same as the majority of other people, shock and awe. We thought, what could we possibly do that could help the Muslim community try and get past this harrowing experience?
And you guarded at night. You guarded that mosque for how long?
20 weeks. They asked us if we could do something for them. And I'm talking about Hamilton City Mosque. So the brothers that lived down in Christchurch, they were visiting the mosque down here as well. Not just the mongrel mob. There were other organisations that were doing it as well, and people of the community. It wasn't just us. Yep. But in Hamilton City, you were there. You saw the response that we were getting. Rain, hail or shine, we'd be there. It wasn't about what we got from it. It's about what we were giving. We were giving peace of mind to a community, part of our community, the Muslim part of our community, make them feel a little bit more easier when they're having their prayer sessions.
Just finally, Griff, if you had a crystal ball, where would you see the mongrel mob in 20 years? Or perhaps where would you like to see the mongrel mob in 20 years?
When I joined the mob, and Paito, our leader, has been there for 35 years. I've been around him for the majority of that 35 years. Asking me if I ever envision the kingdom to be where it is today? Hell no, I don't think so. If we can alter the mindset of the individual, hypermasculine, to try and get rid of that persona, to try and make individuals feel happy about themselves, to try and say to them it's okay to be different. You don't have to be moulded into that same one gangster mould. You've got potential, you've got potential, I've got potential. Every single person has got potential to be whatever they put their mind to. And that's what we want, and that's what I want to see, that the kingdom as in a whole get their members to reach out to the untapped potential that they have.